group what he did to me the first night of this semester. But since his boss is here, I'm not going to say it. I really haven't been nervous in a while until the first night of the semester. And Dr. Curtis asked me to be really mean to him. And James was in the class, but it was really hard for me because that's out of character. I'm not really mean, so. And who can be mean to Professor Curtis? So I didn't think I'd get out of the room without getting ran over, but when I came back into the room, the girl that sat beside me kind of scooted away. So it was an interesting learning for me, thank you. I'll try and keep this real short and quick, but a few things I want to say is I'm very honored to be up here tonight. Worked really hard for this, but I never saw myself up here. The one negative thing about it is my sister is here, and I've always got to call her the geek and the nerd because she's so smart. Now she's been calling me that, so that's really the only negative about this. A few other people I want to thank before I say a short message is just thank NKU and the educational outreach for not only the PACE program, because without it I wouldn't be in school, but just for recognizing adults who really do try to succeed and excel. As you know, it is a major challenge. I want to thank Professor Weller, who saw me fit to write a letter for nomination. He's not here tonight, but I did send him an email, so really appreciate that. Dr. Curtis, thank you for the letter you've written for me, and my boss actually wrote a letter. His name is Von Huffaker, and he wrote a nice letter too, so thank each of you. I want to thank my lovely wife, Jen, who, as you know, we both work for Duke Energy. We own a home improvement business for 23 years now. We own an alpaca farm, which is tough. And she has 9 cats she takes care of. But we have 3 adult children that's all graduated or in college or out of college. They don't live at home. But many, many nights Jenny has had to clean the fields by herself or clean up after the alpacas, feed the alpacas. And many nights she went to bed when I'm up doing homework. She does get a kick out of the fact that when I'm reading a book at night and I'm studying, I get that red dot on my forehead from falling asleep in my head. That's one bright thing that she gets out of it. And lastly, I want to thank my sister. She's always been a role model for me. So, you know, one of the smartest men I've ever known said, "We're not only gregarious animals liking to be in the sight of our fellows, but we have an innate propensity to get ourselves noticed and noticed favorably by our kind." If you don't know who said that, it was Dr. Curtis in his book, The Art of Living. So for noticing me, I thank you for that. Just a real quick background. Me and my sister lived with our mother growing up. Our parents were divorced when I was 6 months old. And through grade school, we lived on a bus. We had no electric and no water. My mother got remarried to a guy with 2 kids, and we got to move to the big bus. That was pretty cool. So 6 of us lived on the big bus, and that was okay. But you know, our mother only went to the 7th grade in school, but she still takes claim for our smarts. We get our smarts from her. So the point to that is, it doesn't matter how you grow up. If you're poor, if you're rich, it's what you want out of life. You can get anything if you want it, and it's the life that you're going for. You have to want what you have and go take that. In 2012, I was inducted into the Alpha Sigma Lambda, and Professor Ferrante, which is not here tonight, I want to thank her. I met her after the class, or after the speech that night. Randy Phillips talked, and she said, "Rodney, you will be up here one day." She said, "Start preparing." She said, "You will be up here." He said, "Every work that you've done has been great." So I want to thank her for that, because she gave me the vision and inspiration really to keep trying really hard. And probably without her, I don't know that I would have continued to try as hard as I did. So she's been a great leader for me too. I want to congratulate the new inductees. Can you raise your hand if you're a new inductee this year? So I want to congratulate you, because it's tough. It's a lot of work. One day, one of you will be up here giving this speech, so prepare now. Start thinking about it. That's what I should have done. But integrity is the foremost requirement for a successful leader and a successful life. It takes courage to live by your convictions. You have to stand up for what you believe. Sometimes you have to put yourself at risk You have to sacrifice at work and different things to make it to where you want to make it. Be who you are. Do what you love. Stay young and foolish and be happy. But I want to say one thing. The most important thing is enjoy the ride. Because one day we're going to look back on these years and think, man, did I just get that piece of paper, or did I really enjoy it? And you got to love school. You meet so many great professors, so many great students. You have to enjoy the ride. I have the utmost respect for students who go back to school, or even starting school. And I'll tell you real fast, I met with Diana after I took the entrance exam, and she said, you did real good, but you need to take 080 and 090 on English because you failed that. Well, I don't know if I told her, but I fell asleep through the test, and it was time. So she did tell me you can come back and retake the test. And I didn't realize the challenge of staying awake through that, I think it was a 4-hour test maybe, but so I came back and I retook the test and I got 100% on. I didn't miss anything. And she told me, she said, maybe you want to think about taking a CLEP test and skipping English 101. So I did that, and I passed, so I skipped English 101. I don't know if that was the right thing now, but thank you. She saved me from taking 2 other tests. So we all have a different starting point, but we can all get to where we want to be. We face many challenges as adults, from work to kids to school to all the responsibilities we have. Like Dr. Curtis said, I'm responsible for all the new apprentices at Duke hires linemen. I have them for the first 3 years. I'm teaching them how to walk and how to climb poles and how to not get electrocuted with 300,000 volts. So I take that a lot of pride in that. But if you've brought somebody here with you tonight and you're being inducted, make sure you thank them. Because without them here, and without Jenny, I wouldn't be here. Because it takes a lot of support to help you to do those chores at home. And I have a lot of them. But I want to leave you with one last thing that's inspired me and will hopefully help you with some of the tough decisions in life, through school and life. Does anybody remember the basketball game on Monday night? Can you believe Dr. Curtis had class? He didn't let us out early. We had class. And I got there and I thought there were several students missing, but there were several students there. We didn't ask who was missing or why, but I'm not saying I didn't think about it. I loved it. Through it, I thought something that Robert Frost said. We could have all called in sick. We could have all skipped that night and watched the game. We could have said, I'm sick, or work's called me out. Duke likes to call you all times of the night. We could have used it. We could have went down that road. But the students that were there, we were there. And I thought about Robert Frost and often think about this, but he says, I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled, and that has made all the difference. Thank you.